look here. Splitters checked in for Horford. Scott comes in for Paul Millsap. Kent Bazemore's checked in for Cephalosha. And it's Teagan for Dennis Schroeder. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson.
And Korver, not the longest or the most athletic, but he's disciplined and also moves his feet well. So they talk about staying on a string defensively. He's always attentive and engaged.
The Hawks again can't hit.
Boy, but he was close, Kevin, to making the defense pay for lackadaisical coverage there.
Yeah, you may not be as lucky next time down if you're the defense. You cannot allow him to get those kinds of looks.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Yeah, he was one step late that time, Greg.
The Hawks have been shooting right around 75% of the line, 9 of 12 so far.
And what an advantage. You really feel like you can always trust him when he's at the line.
Paul kicks to Griffin. Back to Paul. All sorts of time. On the wing, Korver. Here's Teague. No good on the buzzer beater. We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. Blake Griffin really making a difference here.
I tell you what, though, it's going to be important to see if they can slow him down in the second half, because so far they have not had anybody that can disrupt his rhythm down low.
Well, how about guys mixing up the looks? I mean, bump him out a little bit, fronting, doubling, anything to try to get him off his rhythm.
Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. Blake Griffin really making a difference here.
And his play in that first half, how about the discipline to go along with the efficiency, guys? His shot selection was just perfect.
I agree. I mean, whether it's been from mid-range or in tight, he is taking only what the defense is giving him and not trying to do too much. Very much playing within himself.
Getting underway in the second half. Here's the 5 for Doc Rivers. Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. Smith is out there with Griffin. And it's Stevenson in the 3 spot.
The Hawks were fantastic last season. After the All-Star break, they did slip up a bit, struggled against teams over 500.
Clippers leading by 3. And an interesting byproduct of Blake Griffin extending his shooting range and his perimeter defense, Clark. His rebounding numbers have gone way down.
Well, it's hard to have it both ways, Kevin. I mean, the team needs him to keep working on his perimeter game, and if he's out on the perimeter, it makes it tougher for him to get rebounds inside.
Hawks making a switch here. Cephalosha's checked in. And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
And on the topic of Griffin's rebounding, there's another force that helps submarine his numbers. DeAndre Jordan. Over the past few seasons, as Jordan's boards went up, Griffin's have gone down. Now, you'd think with the 2 elite rebounders that the team would finish better than 20th in rebounding last year, but that's another story.
It's tipped. Cephalosha. Here's Horford. And the rejection by Smith.
Well, that's a lot of bricks by them early in the second. Only 1 make on 5 tries so far in the second half.
Stevenson can't hit.
And back to Griffin for a minute. I think he will soon find a balance between his emerging perimeter game and his rebounding. 7.5 boards a game, far too few for him last year. He's likely to return to double-digit rebounding averages, I think, sometime soon.
And the foul called on Paul Millsap. And that'll be his third foul so far. And the Clippers decide to take their first timeout here. Last year, a good one for Jeff Teague, Clark. He was a first-time All-Star in this league.
He's a pick-and-roll technician, so good in reading the defense as he operates from that spot on the floor. He was really the catalyst for what was a really efficient offense for the Hawks.
And Jeff Teague, a real speed merchant. I mean, very tough to stay in front of. He can put you on skates, blow by, and get right to the rim.
For the Hawks, Splitter comes in for Al Horford. And it's Kent Bazemore in for Kyle Korver.
And guys, Jeff Teague, an attack guard. He's just an average three-point shooter, but he gets to the free throw line in bunches, shoots at a high percentage, and has really revolved, I think, into one of the elite point guards in the league.
So it's Atlanta now. Josh Smith unable to get his shot to go. And that one's good. Millsap. Clippers have gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter. 50% from the field. Smith sets the pick for Redick. Pass to Smith. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
And guys, Josh Smith, an interesting blend of talents. A good defender, great finisher around the rim. Also an underrated passer at times for a big man.
So he gets them both. And Josh Smith, kind of a tweener. He's spent some time at power forward, Clark. He's spent some time at small forward. He's handled the ball. He's kind of all over the place.
Yeah, he is, but I think he's best, Kevin, working inside. He's gotten stronger. He's worked on his post game, and I think as time has passed, he's settled in as a full-time power forward. At least that's where he should settle into.
Sefolosha misses.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Now here's Teague. And Lance Stevenson picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Here's Teague, trailing by 5. Sefolosha dishes to Millsap. Clock at 6. In the corner, Sefolosha with it. Shot, no good. Good D by Stevenson. Here's Redick, and that's not going to go. And we've reached the end of the third. Clippers lead by 5. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter. All right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard-fought battle. Fourth quarter should be good. Los Angeles calls timeout.
Yeah, maybe a change of the game plan right now, looking at some different sets because of the matchups.
Yeah, I agree with you because they're looking to tweak things to maybe get those matchups working in their favor.
And guys, the Clippers last year, they were okay against the Eastern Conference, but not spectacular. You would have thought that with how well they were overall, they would have just really feasted on the East.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
During that break, Coach Rivers had some words for his team. He was absolutely adamant, saying, don't let them off the hook. Let's keep our foot on the pedal and keep doing the things that have gotten us here this far. We're almost home.
Thanks, Doris. Teague and Korver are the guards. Splitter is up there with Horford. And it's Bazemore at the 3. So that's the Hawks 5.
And he's just going all out to get the second chance points. Just a terrific finish.
There was no one that was going to prevent MGA from converting that one.
Well, clearly this is the kind of game that could come down to 1 or 2 plays, and he wants to be the guy to make those plays.
As you said with the Clippers, Greg, they did decently against the Eastern Conference. But of the Western playoff teams, Clark, they had the second worst record against the Eastern Conference.
And, you know, things like that matter, Kevin. I mean, they struggled against Eastern Conference playoff teams, went only 6-10 against those teams last year.
Teague can't hit.
And he's really having all sorts of problems with his jumper right now.
Yeah, big time. I mean, the words that come to mind, ice and cold and disappearing stroke, all would apply.
A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. And taken away by Paul. And now the Clippers on the break. Paul's running. And Griffin slams it in.
Excellent communication between teammates on the alley-oop.
And that's what you need to pull that off.
And you do. You have to have both ends of that play, and they were fantastic on that one.
Atlanta calls timeout. Blake Griffin really making a difference here.
He's been attacking the rim with reckless abandon. They're searching for answers. Some way they got to figure out how to contain him.
Paul Millsap is checked in for Splitter. The Hawks trailed by 7. Teague, the pass to Millsap. To the paint. Here's Horford. Battles through traffic and lays it in.
Crisp pass into the paint.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the fourth. Griffin kicks to Stevenson. It's deflected. Paul dishes to Griffin. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
Man, he's got a lot of firepower right now. I mean, what a half he's having.
And Teague, here we go. And a dunk by Horford.
And Kevin, the knack for the offensive rebound are a big part of what makes this guy special.
Not to mention, Greg, his ability to finish with strength just like that.
Yeah, he's an invaluable asset for them to have. No question about it.
And so here are the Clippers. After the basket by Atlanta. Here's Jordan. Out of bounds, Atlanta takes possession.
I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
The Hawks trailed by 5. Teague drives in. Dishes it to Millsap. The feed to Horford. The Clippers grab the miss. Griffin's got 5 rebounds tonight. And the wide open shot from Redick. No good on the 3. Bazemore gets the bucket.
You know, I don't think that was the shot they had in mind, but they'll take it.
Clippers leading by 3. Redick with the 3. Good, and Paul gets the assist.
It has been a 3-point barrage for them since halftime.
Not sure if it's been by design or simply by accident, but either way, it has been impressive.
Up top, Griffin. Nobody near Stevenson. Again, Los Angeles. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Los Angeles.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort to the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a